Hey wrestling fans, I'm Mike Pavani, joined as always by Louis Carrillo, and we are the Wrestling Smarks. And boy oh boy do we have a bunch of bullshit to talk about after this pay-per-view tonight.
What up, everybody?
Alright, so we'll start off with the pre-show, which saw Daniel Bryan coming out and explaining what's been going on with his neck. Now, he said, obviously, which does suck, that it was a neck surgery and things can happen that you don't expect. Pause, yeah, he's not feeling, he doesn't have strength in one of his arms. We did, though, get my boy, Bo Dallas came out and told him he just had to leave. And Daniel Bryan told him that he's acting like a boner. So expect boner chants on Raw tomorrow, which will be pretty hilarious. And then he told him, Bo, leave. Yes. There's the arms in frame. All right.
I see this as a Daniel Bryan push going down even more now once he comes back.
It is kind of cool, though, that Bo Dallas is already having a little bit of a segment with Daniel Bryan, though. So at least he's moving up, so that's pretty good. So after that, they had an awesome start to the pay-per-view with the Usos versus the Wyatts, the Wyatt family, and thankfully heard our disdain for that horrible song that was played on Raw last Monday, and got a new song, which started with the little boy singing, he's got the whole wide world in his hand, and then 90s WCW theme with some slide guitar playing, and it was a lot better. It was way better than what we heard. Yeah. It was, yes, it was welcomed with open arms. What do you think about the match? The Usos.
I think it was probably one of the top 3 matches on the card. It was real hard hitting. Luke Harper shine, flying all over the place.
Luke Harper looks amazing.
I'm very impressed with Luke Harper in this one. He not once but twice dove between the ropes to attack both Uso brothers.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And the Usos are great too on this one, actually. The Usos are very good in their tag team role. I give them a lot of props. They ended up retaining.
Yeah. Also, I think Eric Rowan actually, for once, kind of looked not like he's a schmuck, kind of like he does a lot of times. Like he seemed really good in this match. Like it seems like he's improved. It seems like he's been slowly but steadily improving since what he started as, and he's actually turning into a kind of respectable wrestler now. He's not Luke Harper by any means, but
I don't know why I have the feeling that tomorrow they're going to change the title.
What do you mean, like the have the
Usos lose tomorrow to Rowan Harper.
Yeah. Well, we'll be talking about that, so that we'll get into that later. It was a good match, though. There's a lot of nice little spots in it. It was crazy, and the Usos wind up coming out with a win. I thought that the Wyatts were gonna possibly pull this off. It's kind of seemed like this was the logical spot to have a title change, but WWE things otherwise. So let's see what they do with the Usos. Maybe they actually have some more feuds planned up. Let's go to, it wasn't the next match, but since we're on the tag team front, we had Ryback against Gold Stardust. Yep. I love Stardust. I am all in on this character. It was a pretty decent match. How about Curtis Axel's new singlet that he's wearing with the little video game battle axe on the back? All right, we had a bunch of friends here tonight when we were watching. There was like 10 of us, and one of them chimed in that he looked like he was wearing X-Pac's tights from back in the day, and yeah, it was very reminiscent of something that Sean Waltman would be wearing back in the past.
Terrible outfit.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Ryback was pretty good in the match. I still think that he did get it with he was just like, feed. Yep, it was.
Ready to hit him with a meat hook. He's got to feed me more.
They got to feed me more. So
Boston today.
Hopefully they'll start doing something with him, because he can be a viable heel if given the opportunity, and like he can definitely be someone's stepping stone in a feud that matters.
I think Ryback sucks.
They do. That's what I'm saying. They need to split that and let let Curtis Axel fucking flush down the toilet that his career is going in, and let Ryback at least have a chance, because
Curtis Axel needs to go back to NXT.
Yeah.
And learn more there than what he did before, personally, my opinion.
Stardust,
they
pull out the victory. Pretty sweet afterwards, after they won the little double team. I forgot what the name of the maneuver was, but
snapshotter thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was pretty cool. They're actually implementing more team maneuvers than they did in the past. There was a cool spot where Cody Rhodes, or excuse me, Stardust. Because I don't know what happened to Cody Rhodes. He's gone right now. But
Cody
Stardust
Rhodes does not exist anymore.
Stardust slid on his back to do the traditional like Goldust hit you with the little punch. But Ryback saw that coming. So what Cody Rhodes do? Kicked him right in the head. It was a pretty sweet little spot in the match.
Very good, Stardust.
Yeah. So overall, a good match. My friend Jamie just chimed in that it was him that came up with the X-Pac thing, so credit to Jamie, the other half of Falls Count Anywhere. We do have a live studio audience with us who's being real silent, thankfully, to us. Crickets.
Crickets.
So afterwards, Stardust, they win. We had the Paige versus Naomi Divas Championship, and Naomi and Cameron came out.
Dancing like normal. And of course, Cameron is healing it up like always now. Her new heel.
Yeah, she. So how did you feel about anytime Naomi was doing something good or looking like she was about to get a win, Cameron they would pan to and she's like yawning and stuff. How did you feel about how they were kind of portraying what's going on with their team there?
Funkadactyls are going to break up. I would say more than likely tomorrow on Raw. I think Naomi needs to be on her own. She's a much better wrestler talent than Cameron, and I can't say nothing about them two right now. There's just Paige and Naomi had a good match.
Yeah, they actually gave them more than 5 minutes to have a match, which was nice. You actually got to see that. Oh my God, these girls can actually wrestle and wrestle really, really good. Like
they put two girls in there that know what they're doing. With Naomi and Paige, they're gonna get good matches, and if they keep that going, we'll see better out of the Divas division. Unlike that other snooze fest of a Divas.
And how about Naomi's dumper tonight? Looking
nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
Thing was huge and popping out the seams tonight everywhere. It was. This pay-per-view tonight had a lot of it started with a dick joke with Daniel Bryan. That should have already let it out that this was going to be a little bit different of a pay-per-view. And then we had some little butts cracking out and stuff in this match. And then the most blood that we've seen in the PG era in a long time, which we'll get to a little later. There was a lot of blood at one point.
Ryback
got a little. Yeah, there was a lot. There was blood. There was actually blood was going around. This was an 80s NWA. Let's all catch hepatitis and bleed everywhere type of thing. But it wasn't. They weren't blading, so it wasn't gushing, except for the last match where there definitely was some serious blood from one of the participants. So Paige and Naomi, they went back and forth. Paige gets the victory. When Paige beats Naomi, Cameron, you can see cheering that Naomi lost. But then once Paige moves and stuff, Cameron comes in and consoles
her. Yeah, makes it look like she wasn't cheering at all, even though she was happy as hell that Naomi lost the match. Which they're gonna show. Naomi's gonna see something and show that Cameron is not on her side.
Yeah, they're definitely splitting them up. Cameron sucks. She can't wrestle at all, and she's not believable. Yeah, they are.
The little.
Yeah. We had some remarks that she's going to get another DUI so she can update her mugshot, which was it's pretty brutal, but if it happens, it was called here at this house earlier in the night. All right, so I guess we'll continue on the Divas front now. Keep these kind of in order. We had the love triangle match, I guess, because Fandango in the background professed how he loves triangles.
Nice.
Which was pretty good, and So
We got the chicken from Adam Rose's Rosebud against Layla today. Sorry, I mean Summer Rae. Excuse me.
Summer, yep, Summer Rae, 1/3 of the BFFs in NXT, who are having a little bit of issues themselves down there. Yeah, this match,
Nice filler match.
there's nothing that actually sticks out of my mind at all to say about this, except the ending was Summer Rae got kicked in the head, and Fandango counted 3, and
Layla and him made out,
and that was it. All right. So yeah, that's enough about that one. That doesn't deserve anything else. Now we had Rusev
versus the Reverend.
the Reverend
The Reverend.
Big E speaking like he was Martin Luther King tonight in his promo.
America.
Yeah, he cut a little promo and everything, and it was a good match. The guys were flying around. There was a moment when Big E, I think he speared him outside,
and outside and looked like he got knocked out.
Big E's head went right into the mat. So what are your thoughts on this match?
Basic big man match, them, running into each other, who's stronger, who's, punching each other, hitting each other,
who can groan the loudest.
Yeah, who can scream more. That was it. It was a good match by both of them, but I'm hoping this is the end of that little.
Yeah, they've had 2 pay-per-view matches now. It's all right.
Lana looked great.
Lana.
Yeah, Lana. Thickness.
So the match comes to a conclusion with Rusev being put in. I'm sorry, yeah, not Rusev being put in. Yeah, the Accolade, not the Accolade, like. Yeah, the Accolade, and it actually looked like for a moment that Big E was about to break out of it, but we all know Big E's not John Cena. And John Cena, if anyone's ever going to break out of that maneuver, we can already tell you it'll be months from now, and it'll be John Cena. He'll be the first one to break out of it. He will bury Rusev because that's what John Cena's good for. Yeah. I fucking hate John Cena. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. We'll get into that in a little bit. So Rusev wins. Oh yeah, and then we had Paul Revere come out tonight.
Paul Revere Sandow.
Yes, against Adam Rose. It was pretty funny to see Adam Rose working more on the old Goldust fine line of.
Sandow's head into his ass.
Yeah, there were some borderline. Yeah, if you've ever seen Robin Hood Men in Tights, there's some borderline fagolist maneuvers. It was pretty funny.
You get Sandow working over Adam Rose basically 90% of the match, and then you see Adam Rose hit one move basically.
Well, this is the state of Damian Sandow 1 year later. A year ago, he was Mr. Money in the Bank. He won it. Looked like he was on the rise. He was going to be grooming for a future champion. Fucking John Cena had to he had that shovel ready. He was out for 3 months, came back first had to take the title off of Del Rio, and then had to beat Sandow. And since he beat Sandow has turned into Paul fucking Revere at a pay-per-view, all right? Jesus. So yeah, that match was a filler. It wasn't even advertised, right? No, I know. He pretty much is. Listen to. There was a good interview with Chris Jericho on, I believe it was Chris Jericho and Edge, where they talked about when Nexus and stuff, and that they wanted Nexus to go over, and everyone was in it, but John Cena, nope. And then John Cena got his way. beat Wade Barrett and ruined Wade Barrett's career for a couple years. It took a few years for Wade Barrett to finally recover, and then fucking Jack Swagger, the champion injurer, got his way on SmackDown this past week. But so the Adam Rose wins. It was a filler match. It wasn't even advertised. Well, now that gets rid of that. Now we get to the main events. The first one being the traditional Money in the Bank match. This was the match of the night. I'd say hands down. This was unreal. Kofi Kingston. All right. Well, it was Kofi Kingston. Fucking Ambrose, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins. Kofi Kingston had easily the spot of the night. In the very beginning of the match, he's on the top of a ladder, gets pushed off, lands on the top of the top ropes with his feet flush, hops right off, and does this springboard splash, which was it was amazing. You have to see it. The words can't even give the justice of how amazing this maneuver was. He did. We had a humongous Kofi Kingston supporter here tonight when we were watching it too. It was pretty funny to see someone really amped on Kingston, which is good. It shows that he's got fans. He's definitely got fans. Tons of awesome spots. Ambrose at one point. Dean Ambrose jumps off or falls off the ladder, but turns it into a spinning DDT, which then looks like he separated his shoulder. The refs come over. They throw the X up, which is a serious injury usually. You hear him saying, "Pop my shoulder," and he's like, "Just pop it in." He's kicking the medics, like telling them they're pushing him out of the match. He's got to leave. So that happens midway through the match. Ziggler, oh my, did Ziggler go? Ziggler and him and Kofi had a couple spots where they were looking at each other. There's a ladder set up and running up the top to see who could get there the fastest.
Zigzag on the ladder.
Oh my God.
Him and Kofi out of the ring. That was a sick bump.
Yeah, these guys were working their asses off. You could tell that like they knew that they had to give more because it didn't have the title, and they did. Now we alluded to earlier, Jack Swagger was there with no bad news Barrett, because if you watch SmackDown, you'd see that Jack Swagger doesn't take care of other wrestlers and threw Wade Barrett shoulder first right into the barricade, separating his shoulder. So a year ago, not even a year ago, about a year ago, when Dolph Ziggler was world champion, Jack Swagger delivered a beautiful kick that gave a concussion to Ziggler, and knocked Ziggler out. And now you have Wade Barrett, who is a champ and gets a separated shoulder. So good going, Swagger. He really didn't do. He had the one moment where he had who do you have in the page? Who do you have in the page? He had RVD. Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, RVD. Sorry guys. Yep. RVD didn't do a whole lot in this match, right?
No, not much. He had
not enough that we just went through. Yeah.
On the ladder.
We just went through half of this and didn't even remember that RVD was in it. So yeah, he didn't do anything that was that spectacular. He's 42 or 43. The guy's I can imagine he's in the background just going, "I'm too old for this shit."
So then what? Rollins is going up the.
Okay, so so these guys are still wrestling, and look who comes running down the aisle, but Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose comes back. He hits Rollins with a bunch of chair shots. He knocks him down. Ambrose climbs up the ladder. He's about to grab the Money in the Bank, and then the fucking pyros go off, and the Demon Kane comes slowly and methodically with a brisk jog to the ring. That it was just like, come on, Dean, just you.
He could have grabbed the Money in the Bank. The thing before Kane, it took Kane 2 hours to get down to the ring.
Like literally, fireworks go off. I understand there's fireworks, you don't expect it. You look to the side, okay, it's Kane. You go right back because you're at the top of the ladder, and you grab the briefcase, and then whatever. But no, that didn't happen. So Kane comes in. he prances around and hits a choke slam and then a tombstone. The tombstone was a very well protected tombstone, which was nice to see that he wasn't swaggering him. Yeah, no, he was taking care of him, which was nice to see. So right after that, Seth Rollins runs right up, and your Mr. Money in the Bank is Seth Rollins. This guy predicted. I don't take a defeat on this one. My guy didn't even get to fucking wrestle because of Jack Swagger. I did, and I still have the feeling that it had bad news. I do too.
Michael.
I believe if he had the chance, he at least had an opportunity to do that. That match he would have stolen it himself. He would have had all those guys on his back and just thrown them everywhere.
And
and
a lot better if
yeah.
Bad News Brad was in it, but yeah.
So yeah, so now we get to the main event. Kane, Alberto Del Rio, Cesaro, Bray Wyatt, Sheamus, Roman Reigns, yep, and Mr. fucking WWE. I'm surprised he hasn't changed his name to Vince McMahon Jr. or the third at this point, or Junior, I guess, because fuck off, John Cena. That's all. I just gotta fuck off. Like,
hey, never give up.
All right, so Cesaro had there were some sweet spots in this. One point in the beginning of the match, Randy Orton gets hit with a ladder.
Well, yeah, he gets, I think Roman Reigns is pushing somebody off the ladder, and the ladder just rocked Randy Orton right in the head and
right
split
on the
him.
top, like right around this area, right around that area, and
split him lovely.
Blood. Lots of blood. Like, the mat had a puddle of blood. Little Nate's Charles Robinson. You can see him on the side of in the camera shot, putting on the gloves. Orton's gone for a few minutes, comes back. There's still dried blood or whatever on the top of his head, but they'd cleaned him up pretty good.
And then he goes like ape shit on the sideline, just start going crazy, and then gets Sheamus and then DDTs him right to the mat.
Yeah, he was pissed. He definitely was pissed that he was showing some color on a pay-per-view.
Somebody gets DDT like that and the mat doesn't get up, but Sheamus got up.
Now, Cesaro, it was cool. Like, there was a run in this match that, for the most part, everyone got to at one point do their finishers to a few people and look like they were about to win. Even Alberto Del Rio got in the action for a moment there. It is kind of funny and
I got one thing to say about Mr. Del Rio. There was a spot there where he had Kane up against the ropes. I don't know if you noticed it, but when he went to do, you know how he does that running kick and tries to kick him in the thing, he airballed it big time. Like, Kane was like right there, and his foot was like way over his head. I mean, if you're gonna do it, hit the guy at least. Yeah. Trim the top of his head or something. But don't airball it like that, man. Come on, better than that.
Yeah. Now, it's funny in this match because most of the match. The one thing that was irking me the whole night, and I was saying it tonight when we were all watching, is there's 8 guys in this match, yet this match was one-on-one basically with just 2 of the 8 guys switching out, and basically most of the match was 6 wrestlers laying down outside the ring and 2 guys wrestling inside the ring on this one. And then when they wrestled for a few minutes, one or both of them would go outside the ring and another 1 or 2 would come in. It was extremely odd. I mean, why have 8 guys in this type of match if there's not some parts where they're just all wrestling? Why are these grown men just laying down so much? And
I gotta think, to that extent, the reason why you got them all laying around is because these guys aren't like high flyers. Like, you got like Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston, Dean Ambrose that are up there. Even RVD, is up there, jumping around off the ropes, doing moves like that. You got guys, I mean, Cena, Sheamus, they're not high flyers.
To me, they don't even have to fly. I mean, you got ladders. Just where's Where's someone going berserk with putting a ladder on their head with their arms in it, just fucking running like a madman, knocking people in the head or something? You know, those types of things. Also, his fucking boy over here did absolutely nothing this entire match. Fucking John Cena. Oh my god, he literally laid down. I think this match was like about 25. No, it was like 30 minutes, I guess. And a good 28 minutes was John Cena doing nothing.
He put the ladder back in place.
He did put a ladder back in place. That was real nice of him. Yeah, they like.
And he did the AA on what was it, Kane? At the end?
Well, that's the end. We'll go. Let's not skip. I guess we'll go to the. All right, so Bray Wyatt has a chance to get it. He doesn't. Cesaro had a chance. Surprised that Rowan and Harper don't come out to help. I mean, if Randy Orton has fucking Kane in this match to basically help him, why don't the Wyatt family come out? Yeah, that was odd. But that would show some thought and logic into booking, which this match.
What a bump too that Cesaro took from that RKO up the ladder.
Oh my, yeah. Cesaro took a hell of a RKO. Also gave a very nice European uppercut to Cena. I wish he could
knock him out the match, but.
So yeah, Bray Wyatt gets close, doesn't get it. Orton is about to get it. Kane's holding the ladder for him. Oh man, here comes fucking Super Cena. He gives it AA to Kane, and then he gives an AA to Orton on Kane, and then he runs right up the ladder with no problem, and for the 15th time, and alright, this is the funny thing, they're in Boston, his hometown, and they're booing him. And he gets the title, and there's some cheers, and then there's a barrage of boos, because everyone realizes, like I do, that holy fuck, on Monday Night Raw and everything now, we have to listen to fucking John Cena and his horrible, retarded fucking promos that just sound like he's I'm John Cena. I mean, I give respect to the guys that were in the match, but it was a good match, but I'm John Cena, and I actually can go balls deep with Vincent McMahon's dick in my mouth, and he really likes me for that, so I'm 15-time champion. So yeah, here it comes. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at SummerSlam, folks. Get used to it. Get used to the next 2 months of fucking John Cena annoying the airwaves with his garbage that he just wands out. Just horrible. I understand there's some people that are John Cena fans.
John Cena's got a lot of fans.
Yeah, there are a lot of children that watch wrestling, so yes.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not a John Cena hater, but I'm not a big supporter either.
I just don't there's no wrestler that's given the type of push that he is. No one, like Daniel Bryan.
There will be one soon. There will be one.
Yeah,
soon.
Roman.
By the name of Roman
Reigns. Okay, but look at, all right, how about this?
10, 15
years. Let's go back. CM Punk. When CM Punk was champ, he didn't get the type of like Cena never loses out ever. Like he might lose a match, but it's because a fucking two other guys and a child interfere, or someone always interferes. He can't lose clean. If he does somehow, then oh my, he's gonna win like 3 times in a row. Then he always is made out to look like he is the strongest. He always, what I'm saying. Daniel Bryan wins the title at WrestleMania. What happens? He goes against fucking Kane, and he's running away like a bitch in his car from him. Cena comes out a couple weeks later, and Kane does the same stuff, and Cena picks up the fucking steps and throws it in Kane's face like it's nothing. So you got your champion at the time running away like a bitch, and you've got Super Cena just throwing Kane around like it's fucking nothing. Why don't you, if you want to make new stars, Book them like they're stars. Stop booking them like they're fucking chumps. And that's all they do in WWE. And we get to go through the same old shit we've gone through 14 previous times. This is now the 15th time.
There would be a lot less Cena haters if he put over people.
He doesn't put anyone over.
He looked like somebody like RVD who's been in the thing way longer than John Cena, and he comes out and he's losing matches, you know, like the money.
He's at NXT and he just put Adrian Neville over, their champion. Like,
their champion big time. Great match. If you see that, look at that match. Very good match. Very nice kicks, fighting. It was good, and RVD put him over cleanly. Very clean, and it was a great match.
Just know this. RVD's gonna bury Rusev at some point. Or sorry, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I hate Cena so much. Cena's gonna bury Rusev at some point. He's just the wave of jobs that the undercard has to do for Cena. And we're gonna get the same old product. I feel bad for Bad News Barrett being hurt right now. I really like BMB, and who knows how long he's going to be with a separated shoulder. So we're probably going to have a new Intercontinental Champion soon. It is pretty cool that Seth Rollins is your Money in the Bank holder right now. Although if Super Cena is champion and he goes to cash it in, he's going to get Sandowed.
No Seth Rollins. Hopefully Seth Rollins holds on to that money.
Yeah.
I would say around Royal Rumble, I'd like to see him cash in maybe.
Yeah, so all right, so overall, what did you, if we were doing a 1 to 10 scale, what do you give this overall pay-per-view?
Give it an 8.
You give this an 8?
Yeah.
You give this you're at an 8?
Yeah, you got the 2 Money in the Bank matches were good. The tag team title match was good. The Paige and Naomi match was good. Other than that, I mean, the other 2 is what brings it down. The other 7, 8.
I am at about a 4 on this. The first Money in the Bank traditional was a good match. The second Money in the Bank match. No, that's fine. I don't care about that. The second Money in the Bank match was, I mean, we had a couple people fall asleep here while that match was on. All right, like the shit was boring for most of the time. There was nothing too compelling. WrestleMania 30 to me, that was like an 8 or 9. This at best I can't even see being better than like a 5. You got Super Cena again as champ. It wasn't that great of a match. It was okay. The Money in the Bank before it was leaps and bounds better than it.
That was the best match of the night.
Yeah. And it was alright pay-per-view. We'll see what happens on Raw. Be prepared for fucking 45 minutes of John Cena every week on Monday Night Raw for the next 2 months. And, I mean, I'm hoping that Brock Lesnar can beat him, but it's John Cena.
He will. I definitely, if that's the match they're going to shoot for at SummerSlam, I definitely see Brock Lesnar coming out.
Yeah, it'd be cool, but it's John Cena, so.
So, out of the 4 matches that we had, the 4 predictions, and 3 and 1.
I had a no contest. A guy got hurt. He had fucking a fix in. He called up Swagger and told him to fucking hurt him. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
The big pick right here. I had to wear the shirt.
For all you adults out there that actually enjoy being an adult, not a child, drink some beers, take a shot, something, because fucking Cena. Fucking Cena. He's champ. We'll be back Tuesday night with our Raw review. And besides that, John Cena is your 15-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. All right, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in a couple of days. We're the Smarks, and again,
I'll let your boy.